I don't even have my water. So that's like a security blanket. How can I do this video without my water? I don't know. I'm trying to be more improvisational. I think it's good exercise for the brain. Keeps me young. Keeps me humble to see my limitations. For those of you who don't know me, I am a watch obsessive. We're probably neurodivergent. You know, I asked my streaming device the definition of neurodivergent this morning to see if it was an appropriate word to describe us watch obsessives. Have you ever asked your streaming device for a definition of something? And it goes on for like a 18,000 word paragraph, and you just walk away from the device, you do your dishes, you make some coffee, and it's still talking. Oh my gosh. There was... I didn't like the definition, didn't apply, because it used the word disorder. I don't think disorder is the right word. I just think we're unique. I think I was thinking the word neurodivergent because for guys who, you know, we have lives, we're professional. You know, a lot of us are in relationships. Oh gosh, speaking of relationships, I've been married for 22 years. My wife is so smart, so talented. I feel dumb being married to her. I do. I mean, I'm not smart. I didn't realize this, but I'll just give you a couple examples. Sometimes I'll buy stuff that requires assembly. Could be an entertainment center, a computer desk, a workout step box. And I'll invariably assemble it in the wrong order, the wrong parts, and I'm manhandling it together. And my wife looks at it, and she has to take it apart and put it back together. And I'm an idiot. I probably would not have known how dumb I am, except I got married. Now, had I been single, a couple things would have happened. One, I probably would have had to be more self-reliant, so I wouldn't be as dumb as I am today. And because I'm lazy, there are certain life hacks I'd probably do as a single guy that I can't do as a married guy with a family. I would probably eat cereal and oatmeal for my meals with protein powder and berries. Not because I'm in love with oatmeal and cold cereal. It's just I'm lazy. I don't want to cook. I don't want to do a lot of dishes. I don't want to think about it. I'd rather spend time thinking about watches. It's like only a watch obsessive would identify with what I'm about to tell you. So if you're not a watch obsessive, leave the room, because I want you to have high respect for me. If you stay in the room, you're going to lose respect for me. So this is a Seiko SPB147, and it's got like this gilt coloring on it. And I also have the gray version, the 143. And one of my Instagram friends told me they're on sale at Noman because they're going to get rid of them so they can make way for the new versions. And I took this off the Tropic yesterday. I put it on the stock OEM. I guess it's the stock. You could call this a tire tread or something. And only a watch obsessive would identify with it. It's like a lot of drama trying to decide what strap to put on this watch or any of my watches, and it takes up a lot of bandwidth. Who's going to spend that much bandwidth thinking about a watch strap? Me. So if you're not a watch obsessive, leave the room. I don't want you to hear about it. And it's probably a neurodivergent situation. Speaking of neurodivergent, things change in life, ladies and gentlemen. I have fond memories of listening to a band that I no longer listen to. In the late 90s, there was a band called Coldplay. You might have heard of them. I mean, they're pretty big. I think the guy married some actress. She has a product, Goop. I don't know, but he plays in stadiums now. But in the in the late 90s, there is a station here in LA, KCRW. Man, these NPR stations are hurting. I think that 30% cuts. I don't even listen to radio anymore. I listen to my podcasts. I don't think there's any course correction. I think that's going out. Anyways, in the late 90s, I'm listening to Coldplay. This is beautiful music. It's giving me fond memories. It reminds me of my favorite vacation with my parents before they got divorced. When I was 15, we went to Canada, Montreal, Quebec, and it was so beautiful. We would have picnics on the water, and we would have, baguettes and camembert cheese, and I would think about that fresh air and that beautiful camembert cheese when I would listen to Coldplay in the late 90s. It gave me fond memories of 1978 when I was on that summer vacation when I was 15 years old. And which might have been 77. Sorry about that. It would have been 77, not 78. And something happened to the music of Coldplay. It curdled over the years. It's no longer like eating camembert cheese on the Montreal coast with a baguette. Now it's turned into processed American sliced cheese, pre-packaged in those little plastic wrappers. I haven't listened to Coldplay in 20 years. I don't know. It just doesn't speak to me. And some things they have a shelf life. And what doesn't have a shelf life as a watch obsessive is the Seiko Diver. I want to share something with you. In 2010, I just had twins, and I was lost. I was lost in the dark ignorance of my watch collecting. I had been collecting for about 5 years, and I had lost my way. I had lost the plot. I was in the darkness. I was in the wilderness. I was in the woods, and I was buying these very crass, gauche, oversized TV watches. I don't know what it says about me. I'm not even sure I want to go into it. I'm not even sure I want to go do a deep dive into the psychology, the demons that compelled me to buy such atrocious, crass, gauche timepieces that were not even of high quality. I mean, part of it was just my ignorance, but somehow or other, I don't know what it was. I got a hold of a first gen Seiko Monster, which I probably should have kept, because I still think about the way those lume markers stood on the dial to this day, and it was like a revelation. It was like hearing Coldplay in 1998. But the difference between Coldplay and the Seiko Diver, in that instance, the Seiko Monster, represents a certain type of watch aesthetic that has stayed with me over the years. And I never argue with people about watches, because your watch hobby is personal, it's your personality, and it's unconscious. You can't deliberately plot out your watch collecting. It grows on its own. It's got a life of its own. It does its own thing, man. It's your friend. I don't know if it's my friend. It can also be your enemy. Have you ever clicked on the mouse at 2 a.m. on a watch you shouldn't have bought? I think I'll buy that 3rd gen Emerald Seiko Monster for $900. That was originally $500 on Watch Recon. Good move, McMahon. Yeah, right. No, I'm not gonna. I don't think so. No, I don't think I'm gonna do something like that. But I never argue with people about their watch tastes. It's unconscious. I don't know why. I just like divers, and I like Seiko divers. And I don't think I'm right or wrong. It's just how I'm hardwired. It's where my hobby took me through my unconscious. To give you a comparison, when it comes to cars, I can only buy really nice-looking sedans. I can't buy coupes, convertibles, SUVs, crossover vehicles, whatever it is. It has to be a very sleek-looking sedan. I don't know why. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. It's just what I'm comfortable in. And it's my place. I don't know if I'm going to call it my happy place. I resist that language. And if you are drawn to certain types of watches, I don't argue with you. Certain brands, it's your own personal thing. Having said that, though, I've noticed something, and I don't have an explanation for what I'm about to say. In my experience, most watch hobbyists, enthusiasts, obsessives, whatever term you want to use, they tend, and this isn't always the case, but like 90% of the time, they tend to go toward divers. Could be Omega, Seiko, and I don't know. I mean, some of you will like your dress watches and your chronographs and your pilots, but 90% of you will go toward a diver. I don't know why that's the case. I need to look at the Mad Watch Collector. He has a video about why the diver is the best watch to buy, but I don't even know if you can explain it. But I look forward to watching his video to see what that is. And by the way, is a Panerai is that a diver watch? The one that comes on leather? I wouldn't mind having one of those. But I can't get one because I'm not rich, and I don't want to be rich necessarily. I mean, I would do it, but I don't need to be rich to be happy. But my point is this: if I had a Panerai, it would have to be part of not just owning a Panerai, it'd have to be part of a general lifestyle. So for me to have a Panerai, I would have to have a personal watch technician who works on my Panerai, in the same way that a guy who has a Porsche has a Porsche tech who looks under the hood when the Porsche needs work. If I didn't have I wouldn't want to send my Panerai to Italy or something. I'm not comfortable with that. If I had a local Panerai tech, and I was rich, and if that was a lifestyle, I'm not even sure I want that lifestyle. I'm pretty content where I'm at right now, regards to watches. But I don't know if happy place is the right word. I'm trying to watch my language, because my daughters, they're very impressionable. They listen to the language I use. They imitate me, and I can't even repeat what I'm about to say, but. A couple months ago, we were in the drive-thru at Raising Cane's Chicken Tenders place. I hate that place, but my daughters, they like it. They like that Texas toast. Anyways, there was a lady in front of us at the drive-thru, and I'm not going to say what I actually called her in front of my daughters, but let's just say I called her a fatty. I didn't say it to her face. She didn't hear me. I'm not going to hurt her feelings or anything. And she wasn't necessarily, well, she was kind of fat, but that wasn't the point. The point was she was taking too long to make the order. And I got impatient. I'm a very impatient guy, and I called her a fat something. Yeah. And my daughters were laughing. And they go, how do you know she's this and that? And I go, well, I mean, there's no way it should take that long. What are you ordering? Like 14 factories of chicken for yourself? And they bring that up. They go, oh, you fat shamed her. And I go, I don't fat shame anybody. I'm body positive. I'm body positive. I was screaming it last night. My daughters, they remember everything, man. They brought up the time I called that lady a fat something. Because I lost my patience, which I have very little of, ladies and gentlemen. I have no patience. And so I have to watch my language, but forgive me. So if you're into Seiko divers, if you're into divers, I don't know why, that tends to be where we gravitate toward. Certain types of watches I no longer wear, thank God. Those big watches that I used to wear in 2008. 2008. I remember I was in Las Vegas wearing a giant watch, and I was looking at in the boutiques at the hotels. And what did they have at the time? U-Boat. Oh yeah, U-Boat had these giant monstrosities. I think even U-Boat is sized down. But I remember 2008, before I had my twins, actually. I was caught up in that, and now that's like Coldplay. That's like camembert cheese curdled into American slices. So anyways, forgive me if I was too improvisational today. I have to work out now. Working out is a huge part of my daily routine. Routines are important for me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think. Until next time, I'm out.